I've been thinking, can't run this club forever. I built this from nothing. This is our family. You and me, kid.
From the beginning,
Yes, please.
it was the golden age of bike riders. And I never felt so out of place in all my life. That's when I saw him for the first time. It took my breath away.
I'm Benny.
5 weeks later, I married him. I thought I could change him, you know? Not to be different, but to be, I don't know, like he's wild.
I told you to take that jacket off.
You'd have to kill me to get this jacket off. What about the bar? Burn it down.
The club got real big real fast. They started running drugs, gambling, prostitution.
Is that what this club is now?
I want you to quit riding.
Don't ask that. Benny. I need you.
You can't have him.
If he wants to ride a bike, he'll ride a bike. Just think it over, you know.
This may well become the surprise hit of the summer. Who hasn't thought of what it would be like to be in a motorcycle club? This film was inspired by a true story and gives you a look into that life. The cast includes some popular actors. The star of Elvis and Dune Part 2, heartthrob Austin Butler, plays Benny. Venom star Tom Hardy is Johnny. Free Guy star Jodie Comer is Kathy. Veteran actor Michael Shannon is Zibko. And The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus is unrecognizable as Funny Sonny. I'll get into more details on this movie that you may not know. Don't go anywhere or you may miss out. I am This long-awaited film was supposed to be released last December, but was delayed because of the actors' strike. This movie takes place in the 60s, when the wild freedom of riding the open roads of the U.S. with your club was at its peak. This is a story of how the Chicago-based vandals transformed into the heavy violence and wild mayhem of a biker gang. It is inspired by the work of photographer Danny Lyons, who first became noticed for his photos in the 1960s documenting the civil rights movement. He followed and then joined the Chicago chapter of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. From 1963 through 1967, he took thousands of photos, engaging club members and, just as importantly, their wives and girlfriends in interviews. Director Jeff Nichols has long been a fan of Lyon's work and admitted that he had kind of been stalking him online on his website, Bleak Beauty. Nichols spent more than a decade putting this film together. Nichols and Lyons met in 2014 and started to discuss the project. The director was given access to the source material. He was able to look through all the prints and contact sheets to see how everyone looked and dressed. The most valuable source was the audio tapes Lyons made with all his heroes, who would become the characters in the movie. Nichols and the cast could hear exactly how they spoke, which the actors did an amazing job to recreate. When you watch this movie, it is uncanny how the actors nailed not only the voices and mannerisms of these realized characters, but also embody their road-worn, chaotic lives. From Comer's Midwestern vocal phrasing to the period leathers and patches that Hardy, Butler, and the cast wear throughout the film. These small, accurate details make the film. For you motorcycle enthusiasts, make sure you notice the period-correct Harley-Davidson motorcycles used in the film. Lyons, now 82, was thrilled to see his book on screen. He always romanticized and looked up to the bikers. It makes sense that they should live on in legend and on the silver screen. He stated that it was personal for him. Cal really was his best friend in the club, and he was crazy about Kathy. That's why they talked to him the way that they did. He was asked if he was surprised seeing himself in the film. He noted, sure, why not? He was as crazy as many of them and loved riding his Triumph through the streets of Chicago. During a visit to the set, he felt that biker outlaw spirit again, seeing his old funky Triumph parked on the set, sitting on it, and then kickstarting it with a tremendous roar and wanting to ride off into the sunset. He said, everyone on the set looked at him in horror. I give the old guy credit. He still has that fire within him. Here's a breakdown of the story. It tells a high-octane and high-violence story of Benny and Kathy, and a fictional biker gang known as the Vandals. It is set against the backdrop of Chicago in the 1960s. Johnny is the leader of the gang. It is a fictionalized version of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, the oldest outlaw motorcycle club in the world. What begins as a story of found family of social outcasts descends into a cycle of violent crime. crime. The heyday of biker gangs has come and gone, but it's alive and well in this movie. Let's take a look at some of the scenes from the movie.
I built this from nothing.
But you're the man in charge.
I'm Johnny. This is our family.
Who's the good-looking guy over at the pool table?
I'm Benny.
Hello? 5 weeks later, I married him.
I don't want any trouble. What about the bar? Burn it down.
The club is changing.
They ain't gonna follow nobody except somebody who's gonna hold their own. Is that who we are now?
If he keeps riding, he's gonna die one way or another.
I need you.
Some people would rather crash than slow down.
Rotten Tomatoes has given it a score of 84%. Don't miss out on seeing this movie. Support your local theaters and check it out. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you select the subscribe button. Join me for my next video on A Quiet Place Day 1. Until next time, see you soon, and let's go to the movies.